Hi, I'm Laura. I'm a yoga instructor and I'm also a physical therapist. Today we're just going to be doing a quick yoga vinyasa flow, taking us through a sequence. Equipment that you might need would be a yoga block just to help you get better into the poses. Also a yoga strap if you had one, a towel could work as well. They're just optional, they're not required. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to begin standing tall at the top of our yoga mats in Tadasana pose. So both big toes will be coming together to touch, heels flaring out just a few inches apart. Bring our hands to our heart centers, try to relax your shoulders down your back. So you close your eyes and bowing to the wisdom of your heart. Just taking a few deep breaths here, setting an intention for your practice. Maybe offering up your practice to someone you're grateful to or you're grateful for. You want to try to keep a slow, steady breath. So as you inhale, you want to feel that low belly inflate like a balloon. As you exhale, you want to try to draw your navel deeper to your spine, squeezing the core, tapping into what we call Uddiyana Bandha. Think about drawing your kneecaps up your thighs, firming your quads, starting to engage the pelvic floor as you squeeze your glutes. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. For this hour, no judgment, no expectations, and no comparisons. Slowly opening your eyes as you reach your paratall to the sky, lifting your drishti, your gaze. As we exhale, swan diving down into your forward fold, torso to your thighs. Inhaling, lengthening through, try to shift the weight forward into your toes. As you exhale, swooping in your stomach, melting your heart for forward fold. Again, inhaling as you lengthen through your spine. Exhaling, forward fold. We'll do that 3 more times. You should feel the stretch into your hamstrings, backs of the legs. Getting a little stretch into your lower back. Really squeeze that core, use that abdominal compression to fold deeper to your thighs. On this last one, as we enter into forward fold, we're going to hold there. We're going to bend at the elbows, grabbing for one or both elbows, tucking chin to chest, ragdoll pose. Let your torso rest on your upper thighs, and gently rock your upper body side to side to allow the lower back to release. We're letting gravity do the work here. Not pulling with the upper body's relaxed. And as you start to warm up, you can feel those hamstrings loosen. Maybe see if you can straighten your legs a little bit more and try to fold that torso deeper to your thighs. Using that slow, steady breath. On our exhale, we're going to release the right hand down to the floor, deepen in that right leg, straighten the left. And inhaling as we open up to the left. Try to stack your left shoulder on top of the right. See if you can gaze up to your left finger, setting that drishti on your hand. And on your exhale, releasing that left hand down in front of left foot. Deepen in that leg, straightening your right. And inhaling as we open up to the right side of the room. Again, we're trying to push the right hip back. We're pulling that left hip forward, you're lengthening through your spine, adding that drishti or gaze, so we get that twist all the way from your upper cervical and your neck down to your lower lumbar spine. Exhaling, releasing that hand down. Inhaling as you lengthen through, gazing forward, back flat. Exhaling, melting the heart, forward fold. From here, we're going to step the left foot back. Dropping the left knee down, flattening that foot, and then inhaling, rising the arms up to the sky, low lunge position. Take a deep inhale as you reach. As you exhale, try to drop your shoulders down your back so you're not shrugging the shoulders up. You're using your lower and middle traps. Think about trying to square your hips forward by pushing your right hip back, pulling your left hip forward to two thighs move closer together. Hands can be extended, they can be at your heart or hands on the hips to make it a little bit easier. Both hips should be equally visible if you had a mirror in front of you. Tucking your tailbone so it's like you're doing a little crunch. You're tightening your core, squeezing that left glute, feeling the stretch all along that left side. And then deep inhales, you reach one or both arms up. Take a deep inhale as you lengthen, and on your exhale, you're going to take a gentle side bend over to the right. Keep pushing right hip back, keep pulling left hip forward. We don't want to be collapsing into the pose, but pull that left shoulder back, push your right shoulder forward, and really open up that chest. Like you have a bright light, you're illuminating the whole room. Getting that nice stretch all along the left side body, continuing to breathe. Inhaling, inflating that left stomach like a balloon. Exhaling, deeper side bend. And on your next inhale, we'll come back to center. We'll exhale that left hand down to the inside of your right foot. You're going to start to twist as you stack right shoulder on top of left. And then lengthening that right arm up to the sky. We're twisting from sternum to belly button, all the way down, continuing to press your right hip back, pulling your left hip forward. Hips remain square, adding that twist to your gaze, to your hands. You can hold it here to challenge yourself more. You can tuck those back left toes under, lifting that back knee, and getting a deeper twist here. This is called the world's greatest stretch. You're getting that stretch in your mid-back, your hamstrings, your hips. One more breath. On your exhale, returning right hand down, frame your right foot. We're going to step that left foot forward. Inhaling as you lengthen through. Exhaling, forward fold. Switching sides. This time you're going to step right foot back. Low lunge, dropping the knee, flattening the foot. Inhaling your arms up to the sky. Reach tall. Exhale, drop those shoulders down your back. Hands can be extended at your heart or on your hips. Wherever you're at's perfect. Think about good alignment with the hips. So we're pressing that left hip back. We're pushing that right hip forward. Two thighs come closer to one another as we inner spiral them. Our goal is to feel the stretch along this right upper hip, the hip flexor muscles. To put those hip flexors on further stretch, we don't want to be arching the back. We want to be tucking the tailbone. Like you're doing a crunch, you're squeezing that glute, breathing into that hip flexor. Arms can be extended or at your heart or the hips. We'll take a deep inhale here as you lengthen. On our exhale, gentle side bend over to the left. Same rules apply. You're pulling that right shoulder back. Think about opening up your heart, opening up all of the right side body, getting that really deep stretch, gazing up to your hand if it doesn't strain your neck. Add that balance challenge. Shoulders aren't up here. They're relaxed away from the ears. One more breath. Breathe into that right stomach as you inhale. And then inhaling, coming back to center. Exhaling the hands down to frame that left foot. Let's tuck the back right toes under. Plant your palms. Step your left foot back to downward dog. Your first downward facing dog of today's practice. Hands are spreading nice and wide. All fingers should be facing forward. We want the distance of about one of our feet in between our 2 feet. Think about sending your hips back to the wall behind you, taking weight out of your wrists. Feel free to do any movements here that feel good for you by swinging your heels, bending one knee, straightening the other. Swaying your hips side to side, loosening up the legs. Most importantly, coming back to that slow, steady breath in and out through your nose, keeping it constant. We'll take about 2 more deep breaths here in this first downward facing dog. On your next inhale, gazing forward, start to walk your feet forward and meet your hands. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Use your core to create that space for your legs. Once you're at the top of your mat, inhaling, lengthening through, back is flat. Exhaling, melting your heart, forward fold. Now from here, you're going to slowly peel the spine up, rounding through your spine. Keep your chin glued to your chest if you can. Let the arms hang heavy, and you're just stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Getting that good quality of movement throughout your back, preventing any hinge points from which we bend from one spinal segment. Head's the last thing to lift. Deep inhale, reaching tall. Exhaling, hands to your heart center. We should be feeling pretty warm by now. We're going to start our sun salutations, Surya Namaskar. Deep inhale, reaching the arms up, gazing up. Exhaling, swan diving down, forward fold, torso to your thighs. Inhaling, lengthening through, gazing forward. Exhaling, forward fold, plant those palms. Stepping your feet back to plank pose. Taking our first vinyasa, you're going to shift forward on those toes. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows squeeze your sides. Inhaling, rising up, flattening your toes. Up dog, your back bend. Shine that bright light on your chest. Relax your shoulders. Sink your hips deeper to the floor. And go ahead and do a gentle twist side to side. Just loosening up those obliques. Breathing. Always flowing with that breath. On your exhale, let's tuck those toes. You're going to send your hips up and back using the strength of your core for downward dog. 5 deep breaths in this downward dog. Feeling the body loosen a little bit more. Try to draw those kneecaps up your thighs, firming your quadricep muscles. Think about drawing that ankle deeper to your spine with each exhale. Hips going further back to the wall behind you. As the shoulder girdle muscles loosen, keep that length in your spine. 2 more slow breaths here. On your next inhale, walking or jumping your feet forward to meet your hands, using that core control. Once you're at the top of the mat, inhaling, lengthening through, gazing forward. Exhaling, bringing that length with you as you forward fold. Again, try to peel the vertebrae up like a ragdoll, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Nice and slow, take your time here. Think about moving from each segment in your back. Head's going to be the last thing to lift. Shoulders slowly start to drop down your back. Deep inhale, reaching arms up. Exhaling, swan diving down for your forward fold. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Inhaling, lengthening through. Fingertips can be on the floor or on your shins. Exhaling, forward fold. Planting those palms again, stepping back. Plank, taking another vinyasa. Shift forward on those toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog, opening through your back. Exhaling, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Breathing is slow and steady. Continue to hold your downward facing dog. I'm just going to be talking about the breathing real quick. So we use what's called our Ujjayi breath in yoga. As you inhale, you want to inflate the low stomach. Through your nose, you inhale. As you exhale, you want to exhale through your nose, making a swirly sound in the back of the throat. Kind of sounds like the waves of the ocean, but it just helps to relax and calm the body. Let's take one more breath in this downward dog. And on your inhale, we're going to start to walk those feet forward to meet your hands. Keep that core engaged. Inhaling, lengthening through. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling this time to chair. Let's take a deep bend in our knees. Reaching the arms up for Utkatasana chair pose. Modification, hands can be on the hips to relax your shoulders. They can be straight out in front of you. More of a challenge up to the sky. Drop the shoulders down. Squeeze your thighs, weighting your heels. One more breath. Inhaling, standing tall. Reach up, look up. Exhaling, hands to your heart center. Starting our sun salutation B, we'll do that again. Deep inhale, bending the knees. Arms come up, chair pose. Exhaling, swan diving down, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening through. Exhaling, forward fold. Planting your palms, stepping back plank. Taking your vinyasa, exhaling chaturanga. Inhaling up dog, open the back. Exhaling downward facing dog. Adding in our warriors, let's step the right foot forward. Between the hands, warrior one, grounding that back heel, rising to standing, squaring your hips forward. And when you're ready, inhaling the arms up. Again, we're not arching the back. We're working on stretching the left hip flexor. So tuck that tailbone under, squeeze your glute, gazing to your hands, shoulders plug away from the ears. Exhaling, hands down to frame that right foot, stepping it back, plank. Taking that vinyasa, working with your breath. Downward facing dog when you're ready. Let's step that opposite foot forward in between the hands. Left foot forward, warrior one, grounding back right heel. Rising to standing, inhale, reaching the arms tall. Shoulders are soft, gazing upward. Squaring those hips forward. Nice slow deep breaths. And on our exhale, releasing hands down to frame the foot. Stepping it back for plank. Exhaling again, chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. Exhaling downward dog. Again, holding this downward dog as I continue to explain the practice, the poses. Every time you come back to your downward dog, you want to try to slow your breathing rate down. So try to lengthen the duration of the inhales with the duration of the exhales. Slow inhale, slow exhale. Every time you inhale, you're going to be tempted to inhale using your chest, but we want to keep those shoulders soft. So we inhale using the stomach. The breathing sounds like this. Drawing out that exhale to slow your heart rate down. Let's take one more deep breath in this downward dog. You're doing well. And on your inhale, walking or jumping the feet forward. Inhaling, lengthening through. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling to Utkatasana, chair. Deepen in your knees, reaching the arms up or hands on your hips. Tucking that tailbone under, squeezing thighs together, weighting your heels. Inhaling, pushing the hips forward, squeeze the glutes, reach tall. Exhaling, hands to your heart center. One last round for Virabhadrasana B, Sun Salutation B. Yekam inhale, deepen in the knees, reaching the arms up for chair. Exhaling, swan diving down, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening through. Exhaling, forward fold. Stepping or jumping back. Taking that vinyasa, elbows squeeze your sides on the way down, chaturanga. Flattening those feet, rising up dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Stepping left foot forward, warrior one, grounding that back right heel. Inhaling as you rise to standing, reach tall, look up. Exhaling, hands down to frame the foot. Stepping that foot back, exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. Exhaling down dog. Stepping right foot forward. Warrior one, inhaling arms up, reaching tall. Exhaling, hands down to frame the foot, stepping it back, taking the vinyasa. And everyone ending up in downward facing dog. Continuing to hold your down dog. At any point throughout your practice, you can take child's pose where you separate your knees. You melt your heart to the floor, forehead to the floor, and resting. Either one, down dog or child's pose, are always available to you. The most important part of that practice, remember, is the breathing. So we always want that breath steady to allow the mind to quiet, the muscles to relax, to lengthen. So either one of those. Let's take 2 more deep breaths before we use our standing postures in our practice. On our inhale, starting to walk the feet forward and meet your hands. Once you're at the top, inhaling, lengthening through. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling chair, Utkatasana, deepen in the knees, arms coming up. Inhaling, standing tall, squeeze the glutes. Exhaling, hands to your heart center. We're going to separate our feet about hip width apart. Toes in line with heels, hands to your hips. Squeeze those elbows together, shoulder blades together. Open your chest, look up. Deep inhale, exhale, hinging from your hips. You're going to catch a hold of both big toes with thumb and second finger. As you use your thumbs to press into both big toes, that'll stimulate your endocrine system. You're going to inhale as you shift your weight forward. Use your balance. Exhale, scoop in your stomach as you create that space to melt your torso in between your thighs. So we're not pulling with the arms. Shoulders are still relaxed. Chin is tucked to your chest. You're using the strength in your core to allow you to go deeper and deeper into this forward fold, Uttanasana, which means intense stretch. One more breath. On your inhale, we're going to lengthen through, releasing the toes, fingers to the floor. Now you can hold there. If you want to go deeper, we're going to pick up the toes. We're going to slide our palms underneath the feet, stepping on the palms, fingertips point towards your heels. You're going to inhale, lengthening through from there, and on your exhale, scooping in your stomach, you're going to fold even deeper. Uttanasana B. Modification, if that pose isn't available for you today, elbows and arms come behind your knees, trying to catch a hold of one or both elbows, and pulling yourself forward from there. Modifications are always welcome in your practice. Choose the pose that works best for you today. Let's take 2 more breaths. One more. Inhaling, releasing those toes from the hands, hands to the floor. Inhaling, lengthening through. Exhaling, forward fold, torso to your thighs. Finding your palms, stepping, jumping back, plank. Taking that vinyasa, working with your breath. Downward dog. 2 deep breaths here. Settling into the pose, finding your bandhas, your breath. On our next inhale, we're going to reach right leg up to the sky, 3-legged down dog, fighting for height in that right leg, point that toe. You're going to feel the stretch down the back of the left leg, your hamstring. Now from there, you can go ahead and bend that right knee. Start to open your hips, stacking right hip on top of left. You can even gaze underneath that right armpit, or that left armpit, trying to find that foot. One more breath. Inhaling as you step that right foot forward, squeeze your core to create space. Planting the heel, you're going to bring that back heel down to the floor for warrior 1 as you rise up to standing. Hands to the hips, settling in as you focus on form, pushing right hip back, pulling left hip forward. See if you can even deepen the bend in that right knee as you bring knee over ankle. Tucking tailbone, squeezing the glutes, the core, hands at the hips, at your heart, or reaching up to the sky. Shoulders dropping down the back. We'll take several deep breaths here. We want to also establish the foundation throughout your feet. So with that front right leg, try to drive the big toe of your foot towards your heel so that the arch stays lifted in the foot. We don't want it collapsing in. We want to keep that arch lifted to allow ourselves to recruit that outer right hip. One more breath here. And on your inhale, we're going to open up for warrior 2. Take your time. 2 heels in alignment like you're on a balance beam. With the front right leg, you're going to deepen that bend in the knee. Knee over the ankle. Arms coming straight out to a T. Shoulders are relaxed. Again, tailbone's tucked. You're pushing that right knee out to your pinky toe. Both legs firm and active, so you're also using that back left leg. It's still working. Gazing over the middle finger of your right hand. One more breath. Inhaling, right palm turns to face skyward, reach up. Exhaling, leaning back, reverse warrior. Opening up that right side body. Keep the deep bend in your front right leg. Inhaling back to warrior 2. Exhaling forward into side angle pose. Right forearm to the inside of that right leg. Use the forearm to lift your torso up off the leg, pull your left shoulder back, push your right shoulder forward, create that nice straight line from your left fingertip to your heel. We're going to go a little bit deeper. You can hold here if you'd like, challenging your balance, trying to bring that right hand to the inside of your right foot for that deeper hip stretch. This is where the block may come in handy. You can place the block to the inside of that foot to allow you to get a little bit better alignment of the shoulders with the hips. That front right quad might be burning. Welcome it. Getting it stronger. One more breath. Now from here, you're going to slowly use the strength in your legs to rise back up to Warrior 2. Exhaling, leaning back, reverse. Windmilling arms down to frame the foot. Step that right foot back for a one-legged down dog. Reach it tall, send it high. And on your inhale, you're going to bend that right knee. You're going to bring it forward to your right elbow, making contact. Squeeze your oblique. Exhaling, three-legged down dog, send it tall. Bringing that right knee to left elbow, twisting, getting that oblique. Exhaling, three-legged down dog. Last time, bringing it in to meet the forehead. This time, round your spine. Exhaling, three-legged down dog. And then this time, you're going to bring that right leg behind the left. Pinky toes touch. And you're going to take a down dog with the legs crossed behind you. Send your hips back. You should feel a stretch into the back of the right leg, your hamstring. Catch your breath, slow the breathing right down. Bandhas tighten, 2 more breaths. One more. When you're ready, uncrossing the legs, you can hold your down dog. You can take that vinyasa, or you can take a child's pose, whichever variation you prefer. Down dog or child's pose for about 4 breaths, whichever you'd like. Find that breathing rate. Try to reflect on your practice thus far, maybe that intention you might have set. 2 more breaths. When you're ready, slowly coming back to down dog if you're not already there already. Toes tuck under, hips go up and back. 2 breaths in down dog. Preparing to do the other side. Finding your bandhas, the breath. When you're ready, we're going to reach the left leg tall to the sky. 3-legged down dog. Fight for height into that leg. Send it up. Should feel the stretch into the back of the right leg. Keep your chin tight to your chest. And on your exhale, bending left knee, stacking hips as you open them. Try to gaze underneath the right armpit. Find that left foot. Breathing into that right inner thigh and hamstring. And on your inhale, we're going to step the left foot forward. Warrior 1, grounding back right heel. And rising to standing. Hands to your hips to square them forward. So this time we're pushing that left hip back. We're pulling that right hip forward. Try to tuck your tailbone under, squeezing your left and right glute. Core tight. If your hip flexor on the right side is tight, you might have that right knee bent. That would be your rectus femoris. One of your quads might be tight. So try to draw that kneecap up your thigh, straighten that leg. And maybe try to back off the bend in the front right leg if the back leg's really tight. If it's good to go, deepen that bend, challenge yourself. Arms at your heart center, up to the sky or hips. 1 more breath here. Keep that good foundation in the feet. And on your inhale, we're going to open up for Warrior 2. Both heels in alignment like you're on a balance beam. Try to deepen that bend in your front left leg. You're tucking your tailbone so we're not arching the back here. We're using the glutes, the core. Arms come out to a T. Gazing over forward at that left front middle finger. Shoulders soft. Back right leg is still working. Both toes drawing up towards the heel. Arches stay lifted. Pulling left hip back to recruit those outer left glutes, your hip abductors. Inhaling, left palm comes to face upward. Reach tall. Exhale as you lean back for reverse warrior. Now don't take the bend out of that front knee. Keep that deep bend and open up the left side body. Inhaling back through center, warrior 2. Exhaling forward for side angle. Gentle bend in that front left elbow, resting on the left inner thigh. Use it to push the torso open, stacking your shoulders. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. Holding here if you want to go deeper. Left hand comes to the inside of that foot, deepening the bend in that knee and stacking shoulders even more. Again, if you choose, using that block, placing it to the inside of that leg to allow you a little bit better alignment, maybe. Creating that nice straight line from your right fingertip to your heel. One more breath. Using the strength in your legs to rise up to standing. That left quad might be burning. Exhaling, reverse warrior. Windmilling arms down to frame that left foot. Tuck your right toe, step that left foot back into your three-legged down dog. Reach it tall. Bending that left knee, you're going to bring it to the left elbow, crunching the core. Exhaling, three-legged down dog. Bringing that knee to your opposite elbow, right elbow, twisting. Exhaling, three-legged down dog. Last time, knee into the forehead, squeeze the core. Exhaling, three-legged down dog. You're going to bring that left leg behind the right. While in down dog, pinky toes touch, sides of the feet glued. Push the hands away, send the hips back. As you deepen the stretch down the back of the right leg, your hamstring. Try to breathe, try to slow that rate down. One more breath. And on your next inhale, you're going to walk your hands toward your feet, keeping the feet crossed. You're pushing the earth away using your serratus anterior muscle, shoulder protractor. As you come to the back of your mat, you're going to inhale, lengthening through your spine. Exhaling, forward fold, deepening that hamstring stretch. Hands come to the hips. Back is flat as you come into an L shape. Torso and spine and shoulders align with hips. Use your core. Arms can come out into airplane behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Next level, more of a challenge. Arms out to his sides. Thumbs faced up, working your rhomboids and middle traps. Hardest challenge if you want. Arms overhead. Drop those shoulders away from your ears. And slowly squeeze the glutes to come up. Good job. Hands to your heart center. Releasing the legs. Shaking them out a little bit. Getting close to the hard work being done. Both big toes touching, heels flaring out. Deep inhale as you reach tall, looking up. Exhaling, swan diving down, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening through. Exhaling, forward fold. You're going to pick up your left foot. You're going to cross it over on top of the right foot so you can do the other side. Sides of the feet touch. Deep inhale as you lengthen through your spine. Hold it here. And now from here, hands to your hips. Rise halfway up into that nice L shape. Think about bringing the crown of the head away from the hips to get length in your spine. Then if you want more challenge, arms out behind you in that airplane. You're squeezing shoulders together like you have a walnut. You're trying to crack between them. Next level, arms out to that side like an airplane T. And if you want more challenge, arms overhead. Keep breathing. Slowly using the strength in the legs to rise you up to standing, reach up. Exhaling, hands to your heart. Uncrossing those legs, shaking them out a little bit. Good job. We're going to move into our standing balancing series next. We'll take a few deep breaths before we begin to calm the heart rate. Both big toes touch, heels flaring out, hands at your heart center. Go ahead and close your eyes, bowing to the wisdom of your heart. Coming back to that slow, steady breathing. Two more deep breaths here. When you're ready, slowly opening up the eyes, we're going to move into tree pose. Let's spread the right toes nice and wide, toes in line with heel. You're going to pick up the left leg, bringing foot to either the inside of that right calf or the inside of your right upper thigh. Just try not to place it on the knee, so thigh or calf. Using your hand to gently press open the left hip, making that bind of foot with leg, leg with foot. Hands can come to both hips. They can come to your heart center, or when you're ready, you can reach or pair up to the sky. Grow in your tree. Keep that nice lock of foot with leg, leg with foot. Set your drishti or gaze on a spot on the floor, not moving. Keep your shoulders soft. Breathe. Welcome the little shake, which is toning. Working all those little pre-tibial muscles in the ankle. Slowly down. I lost it. Let's do the other side. So this time you're going to spread the left toes nice and wide. Drawing that big toe up towards your heel. You're going to bring the right foot to either the inside of the calf or the inner thigh of that left stance leg. Using your right hand to gently open up the hip. Set your drishti on something not moving. Hands to your hips. Squeeze that left glute. You can keep hands on hips. They can come to your heart center. Or when you're ready, you can reach that pair up to the sky, shoulders soft. Think about growing tall out of your waist, pressing equally between foot and thigh, thigh and foot. Keep opening that right hip. Keep the shoulders soft. Listen to the sound of your breath in and out through your nose. Breathing slow and steady. One more breath, welcome the shake. Exhaling, hands to your heart center and slowly trying to come out of it. Shaking out the legs. Remember, there's no judgments in yoga or comparisons. We always come to the mat and it keeps us humble. We'll come to the top of our yoga mat. Both big toes touching, heels flaring out. Deep inhale, reaching the arms up. Go ahead and interlace at your fingers, making a pointy with the fingers. See if you can bring your arms behind your ears, reach tall, separate the feet about hip width apart. And then on your exhale, gentle side bend to the right. Try to open up through the side body. You're going to get a deep stretch all along the right side, looking up to the sky. Inhaling, use that oblique to come up. Recenter yourself, deep inhale up. Exhaling, gentle side bend. Keep that shoulder pulling back. Keep the hips bending forward, breathing. Inhaling, using that oblique to come up. Exhaling, swan diving down, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening through. Exhaling, forward fold. We're going to go ahead and separate the feet hip width apart. Grabbing for ragdoll with one or both elbows, with one or both hands. Gentle bend in the knees, forehead rests on the elbows. And rocking side to side. Releasing that lower back. Comparing the mobility and flexibility you have now versus the start of the practice. Maybe trying to straighten out through the legs more as the body relaxes. Using that toe to bring closer to the thighs. And on your exhale, releasing fingers to the floor. We're going to bring right hand in front of the right foot, deepen in that right knee, straightening the left. Inhaling, opening up to the left, stacking shoulders. Again, comparing how this pose is now versus the start of the practice. Exhaling that hand down in front of the left foot, deepen in left leg, straightening right, opening up to the right. Comparing side to side. Rotation in your middle back, flexibility down the backs of the legs, your hamstrings. Exhaling that arm down. Inhaling, lengthening through, gazing forward. Exhaling, forward fold. From here, we're going to separate the feet as wide as our yoga mat for Malasana, the yogi squat. Toes spin out 45 degrees, fingers tips to the floor. You're going to shift the weight forward in your toes as you bend your knees. And then as you start to come into the pose, see if you can drop your heels towards the floor, coming into like a frog pose. Now, if your heels touch, see if you can bring your hands at your heart center in a namaste, and then try to use your elbows to gently push open the inner thighs, very gently, never forcing. Shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. Feeling that stretch into your inner thighs, your adductor muscles. Equal pressure in both palms. Think about growing tall out of the waist, tailbone to head. So we're working hip mobility, ankle mobility. These are two very important concepts in any type of functional movement like a squat, lunging, climbing stairs, bending forward to pick something up off the floor. Super important to maintain this mobility and flexibility. But also if you're not here perfectly, that's okay. You're working on it. And when you're ready, we're going to go into a little bit more ankle mobility. Try to shift the weight forward over onto the right side so that right knee's tracking more over your toes. The right heels might want to lift. If that ankle's tight, try to glue it to the floor. You're going to inhale back through center, and we're going to shift over to the left. Try to drive that left knee over your left toes while keeping the ankle and heel glued to the mat. If it's too challenging, you can keep hands to the floor to bring a little bit more weight forward. But if not, really sink into that heel. Inhaling back to center. Without using your hands, if you can, we're going to come to sitting in a butterfly pose. Go ahead and try that. Soles of the feet glued together. Knees flare out. Hands interlace at the top of the toes underneath your feet. Sit up tall. Drop your shoulders down your back. And just go ahead and butterfly your legs side to side. Now you may notice one hip is way more loose than the other. That's totally normal, but we want to try to even out those imbalances. Just bringing awareness into the practice though. We'll stop back at center as we rock side to side. You're going to roll over those little sitting bones in the glutes, your ischial tuberosities. If they're tender or sore, that may be an indication that the hamstrings are tight or worked, since your hamstrings originate on those sitting bones, those ischial tuberosities. Coming back to that breath, we'll come back to center, and from here we're going to open the legs out into a wide-legged straddle. Take your time, no rush. As you sit up nice and tall, it's very important to use your hands to roll your thighs out. So you're going to bring your hands from underneath your legs, fingertips come to the insides of the thighs, and you're going to roll your knees facing forward slightly. Feet will point away from your body. And that just softens your knees, it softens your hips, preparing us for our pose. So sitting up nice and tall, you may just want to hold here if you already feel the stretch. If you want to go deeper, arms come out in front of you. You want to keep that length in your spine as you inhale. And then as you exhale, just take a soft bend in your elbows, which allows you to come down with a straight spine. Once you have that, you can hold there. If you choose to go deeper, walk those arms out a little more. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend the elbows. Scoop in that stomach, create that space as you go more into the pose. Find the place in the stretch that works best for you. It may be up here, it may be all the way into the pose, wherever you're at's perfect. We're going to hold for about 5 more deep breaths, wherever you're at. Take your time. On your inhale, you're going to bring hands to the floor. Slowly push yourself up if you're all the way extended, and then just walk your hands back to center, nice and slow. Take as long as you need to come out of the pose. When you're ready, we'll bring feet together. You're going to take a bend in your knees. Feet planted firmly on the floor. We're going to stretch the hips. So we're going to pick up the right foot. We're going to cross right foot over on top of left thigh. Your palms and hands are going to be facing away from you behind your back, fingertips pointing to the wall behind you. You should start to feel that stretch in the outer right hip. To deepen the stretch, you're just going to walk your hands closer to your back, and you're going to try to walk your heel closer to your glutes, coming into like a tight little ball. Try to drop your shoulders down your back. We don't want to be rounding. You want to lengthen your spine always, and then see if you can scoop in that stomach to try to bring your torso closer towards touching that right knee. Again, never forcing. Wherever you're at's perfect today. Think about sending your breath to the outer right glutes. All those hip abductors, which tend to get very tight on us. We'll do 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, we're going to keep that right knee bent. All you're going to do is straighten out the left leg, coming into a seated position. So left leg straight, right knee bent. You can bring your right hand underneath the right knee, sit up tall, and on your exhale, just slowly using the core to fold deeper over both legs. If you want to, you can use that left hand to reach forward and hook around the left foot, folding over that left leg. As you inhale, you should feel the low stomach slightly inflating against the thigh. Exhaling, going a little deeper. 2 more breaths. On your inhale, we're going to lengthen through the spine, and then from there, exhaling, coming back up to seated. Let's switch legs, comparing side to side. Again, both feet planted firmly on the floor, hands behind your back, fingertips point away from you. We're going to pick up the left foot, bringing it to the top of the right upper thigh, and then holding there to feel the stretch on the outer left hip. If you already feel it, you can hold there. If you want to go deeper, try to walk those hands closer into your glutes. Try to walk your heel closer towards your bottom as well, like you're curling up into a tight little ball getting squished. Lifting tall from the spine, opening up through the heart. Taking the modifications if you need, which would just be sitting up tall, not coming into that tight little ball. A few more breaths here as we breathe into that outer left glute. And when you're ready, straightening the right leg, keeping the left knee and foot where it is. Bringing that left hand underneath the right knee, sitting up tall, or the left knee, sorry. Deep inhale. Exhaling, using the core strength to fold you forward. You can hold there. You can extend right arm out, grabbing a hold of the right foot, and then trying to fold over both legs. That foot also kind of serves as a little massage into that right quad. That's normal if the quad is tight to feel like a little lump in the thigh. It also kind of gets that quad worked out. 2 more deep breaths. You're continuing to lengthen with every inhale. And then slowly inhaling, lengthening through your spine, gazing forward, back straight. Exhaling, coming back to seated. We'll go ahead and bend both knees, feet flat to the floor. Arms come underneath our thighs, and let's do about 4 rolls up and down on the back to massage the spine. Now on your last roll, you can completely relax down onto your back. Keeping your knees into your chest, hug those legs tight, arms wrap around shins, curl up into a tight ball. So you try to bring your forehead towards your knees. Try to imprint the low back to the mat. Exhaling, relaxing head down, gently rocking side to side, massaging the low back. Doing just a few more hip stretches. We'll keep the right knee into the chest. You can either bend the left knee so the soles of the foot is on the floor, or you can lengthen through the leg. Hands interlace on top of that right shin as you bring that knee towards your shoulder. Now if your low back starts to arch, go ahead and bend the left knee to try to maintain that good spinal alignment. We'll go ahead and loosen up on the stretch as we start to make circular movements with that right knee. Relaxing that right hip joint. And reversing the direction when you're ready. And we'll stop back at center. We'll keep that right knee into our chest. You're going to use your left hand to bring to the outside of your right thigh. You're going to bring your right arm out to its side with the palm faced up. Gazing to your right fingertips, you're going to glide that right leg over across the left side of the body, all the way till that knee drops down to the mat. Arms out to a T. You're going to pick up right hand. Right hand comes over to meet left palm. Exhaling as you open back out into your T or twist. Inhaling as you bring right hand to meet left. Exhaling as you open into your twist for open books. Getting some mobility in our middle back, our thoracic spine, which is primarily responsible for that rotation. Getting a stretch into your pec, your chest muscles. We'll do about 5 more rounds here. Exhaling as you twist. Navel to spine. And on your last one, as we open into the twist, we're going to hold it there for 5 breaths. Breathing into that right side body as you inhale. Exhaling navel to spine, going deeper. Inhaling the leg back to center, we'll switch sides, lengthening right leg down. Left knee comes into the chest, hands interlace on top of that left shin, drawing the knee to your shoulder, holding here. Loosening up on the stretch as we start to make circular movements with that knee, getting that mobility into our left hip joint. Comparing left hip versus right. And reversing the direction when you're ready. Exhaling as you bring knee to chest. Inhaling as you bring the leg away from the body. Always working with the breath. And then keeping that left knee into the chest, we're going to bring that left arm out to the side, palm faced up, gazing to your left palm. Right hand comes to the outside of your left thigh as we glide left leg across the right side of the body, all the way till it drops down. Both arms come out to that T. Inhaling as we pick up left hand. Left palm comes to meet right palm. Exhaling as we open into our twist. Inhaling left hand over to right. Exhaling as we twist. We'll do about 5 more rounds here, loosening up the back and the chest. On your last one, so you open into that twist, we're going to hold 5 deep breaths, letting that left lower stomach inflate like a balloon, exhaling that navel deeper to the spine as you squeeze and cleanse the inner organs. We'll go ahead and bring knees back to center, knees come into the chest. Happy baby pose, arms to the insides of the legs, grabbing the outsides of the feet, Pressing feet into hands, hands into feet. Rocking side to side, massaging your back, relaxing the muscles of the pelvic floor. Grabbing a hold of both big toes with the thumb and second finger. We straighten the legs out into a wide-legged straddle. Getting one last stretch for the inner thighs, hip adductors. And then drawing soles of the feet together overhead, bending at the knees for supine butterfly. So you relax the feet down onto the mat, opening up through the knees and hips, relaxing the shoulders down your back. So we close our eyes, bringing right hand to our stomach, left hand to our heart. Noticing the natural rise and expansion of the stomach with every inhale. Finally being able to let go of our breath, our bandhas, and our thoughts. Taking a deep inhale in through our nose. Exhaling everything out through the mouth with sound. Again, another slow, drawn out inhale through your nose, filling up the stomach. Exhaling it all out. When you're ready, allowing the palms of the hands to face up alongside the body, an gesture of receptivity. So we lengthen through right and left leg, toes flaring out like the pages of a book, taking our Shavasana. Final relaxation pose. Nowhere else to be, nothing else to do, just here and now. Letting all the benefits of your practice sink in, and just taking this time to enjoy your breath, your lifelong companion. So I'm going to take a deeper breath into your lungs and let it go. And one more time, filling up the lungs as if they were balloons. And just letting it all go. So we begin to wiggle our fingers and our toes. Rotating the ankles and the wrists. Bringing life back into our bodies. Reaching both arms out overhead, getting that total body stretch from head to toe. As if you were just waking up from your bed. So we keep the right arm reaching overhead, bringing our knees into our chest, rolling onto our right side into the fetal position. Using the right arm as a little pillow for your head. And when you're ready, using the strength in your left hand to push yourself up to a tall seated posture, eyes remain closed. So we bring our hands to our hearts and feel our hearts beating. For each new morning with its light, for rest and shelter of the night, for joy and hope, for love and friends, for everything that goodness sends. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. My name's Laura. This is my YouTube channel. I'm trying to make more videos. If you enjoyed the practice, if you could give it a like, share it with whoever you want that loves yoga or that you feel could benefit from yoga, which is everyone. And I enjoyed practicing, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.